in association with nerdaddiction.com.
Hi and welcome back, nerds. The Nerdverse has lost one of the greats this past week with the passing of Steve Ditko, writer, creator and artist of some of our favourite heroes and villains in the comic book universe. So in honour of this amazing mind, we're going to be counting down the top 10 Steve Ditko creations. Without further ado, let's get started. At number 10, Captain Atom by Steve Ditko and Joe Gill. He was created back in 1960 in the March for Charlton Comics. The character first appeared in Space Adventures number 33. Captain Atom was later obtained by DC Comics and revamped for the post-crisis continuity. The 2011 relaunch saw some superhero origins remade from scratch, including the Captain himself, giving him a whole new look and a whole new set of powers. At number 9, we've got the Creeper. First introduced in Showcase issue 73, he was created by Ditko. The superhero's real identity is that of Jack Ryder, a former talk show host who, due to the effects of serums and devices invented by the scientist Dr. Vincent Yates, was left with super strength, agility and stamina, as well as a special power of physically inflicting pain on others through his laughter. I guess in this case that laughter was not the best medicine. Number 8, The Question. Ditko created our next superhero in 1967 for Charlton Comics' The Blue Beetle issue 1. Sage, an investigative journalist searching out corruption in spite of great personal risk, became The Question. His signature blank calling card, which when touched emitted a smoky question mark, reminded evildoers that he would leave no stone unturned in his search for truth. Number 7, Baron Mordo. Doctor Strange's archenemy Carl Mordo, created by Steve Ditko, first appeared in Strange Tales issue 111 in 1967. Mordo and Strange's long-running conflict has entertained audiences for decades and has earned this character our number 7 spot. At number 6, Wong. First created by Ditko himself to be Doctor Strange's manservant, because in the 60s that really was a thing. But the new conception has birthed Wong as a whole new character, competent and a worthy sorcerer, after his debut back in Strange Tales issue 110. At number 5, The Doctor Will See You Now. As one of Ditko's first creations, Doctor Strange has become one of comic books' most beloved time-bending superheroes. Ditko is responsible for most of the surreal nature of Strange's epic adventures in the early days, as well as bringing to life most of the magical supporting cast. At number 4, The Green Goblin. Known as one of the most notorious and tragic characters of the Spider-Man universe, the Green Goblin was first introduced in the pages of Spider-Man 14. His true identity, though, as Norman Osborn, the father of one of Peter's oldest and closest classmates, Harry, was not revealed until later in Spider-Man 23. The storyline was one of comic books' greatest mysteries and had fans desperate for the next comic to find out the truth. Touted as one of Spider-Man's greatest foes, Osborn's big reveal as the man behind the mask was conflict that ended Stan Lee and Ditko's partnership. Ditko had wanted the Green Goblin to be a stranger in Parker's life, when Lee was steadfast in wanting it known to be an acquaintance to take up the mantle against our friendly neighbourhood Spider-Man. At number 3, we have Gwen Stacy. Introduced as Peter Parker's classmate at Empire State University, Gwen soon became one of the comic book hero's greatest love interests. Her tragic death knocked the comic book world, as before her demise at the hands of the Green Goblin, no other main character had died so suddenly and tragically. It garnered such an outrage that the character was later reintroduced and now has been revamped with spider powers of her own, earning her the number 3 spot on our countdown. Ditko created so many amazing villains in the Spider-Man universe, we'd need a whole list of them alone. Why not just group them together in what we could call Spider-Man's most dangerous supervillain list? The Sinister Six, comprised of Dr. Octopus, Mysterio, the Vulture, Sandman, Kraven the Hunter and Electro. The Six terrorised the already distraught Parker just when he had suffered the loss of all of his spider powers. That's what makes them the number 2 on our list. Okay, so let's recap on what we've seen so far. As we've seen, there was so many amazing characters created by Ditko in our list, from Doctor Strange to Gwen Stacy. It's hard to compile just 10 from Ditko's massive catalogue of popular heroes and villains, as his great and prolific career gifted us with so many favourites. But now, it's time for us to look at our winner, and the number 1 spot in today's countdown goes to... And of course at number 1, it's Spider-Man. The list just would not be complete without Spidey topping it off. Known the world over as one of the most popular comic book characters ever created, Peter Parker's high-flying adventures debuted all the way back in 1962 as a creation of the brilliant minds of Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. The character soon became the flagship of Marvel Comics and has delighted audiences for decades ever since. In addition to giving birth to the iconic character, Ditko is also known as the master who crafted the signature red and blue costume, the web shooters, and of course, the classic spider signal. That's it though now for our countdown of Nerd Addiction's top 10 Steve Ditko characters. We'll miss the great mind, but let's just be grateful that we're going to be left with these outstanding characters for years to come. Join us next time for a new listing and a new winner in Nerdom. Thanks for watching. I've been Drew the Beard. Until next time.